Thank you so much. You guys, I bribed him to make that introduction. I want to go on record with that because I'm always introducing everybody else and I never get introduced. So that's my one vain appointment in this space and time. I'm going to start the party off with something that I found here on the internet that is near and dear to my heart. John Williams and I and Miss Gail just got back, and Kenneth Nichols just got back from Dubai. This time last month, we were in Dubai celebrating SAFIR's Global Summit. It was an awesome thing to behold. And thanks to our upline, our super upline, Tua, who you will all hear from later on today. I'm just going to start the party off for this New Year's with just a brief introduction as to how they do it in Dubai.
We have no sound.
Miss J.
No sound, Janice.
You all, I just wanted to share that little bit of what just happened in Dubai to bring in the new year of 2023. I showed that clip because that building there, which is the tallest building in the world, is now the new home of SAFIR Global. We are now going to be occupying the 147th floor of that amazing building. This is something that we all should be very, very proud of, because I'm telling you, each and every one of you should make it a point to be there at some point during your career here with SAFIR and Zanique. And with that being said, I'm going to take you back in time a little bit with this opportunity, because what we have our hands on here is something that most people just really cannot fathom as an opportunity that the average person has the ability to participate in. So with that being said, I'm going to play another quick video. And this one goes back in time to the year of 2018. This is a project by one of the preeminent financial groups called Bloomberg. They had the vision and the forethought to know that blockchain technology is the wave of the future. And I'm going to show that video right now.
Welcome to New York City, the crown jewel of the real estate market. Everybody wants a piece, and now, thanks to blockchain technology, that may very well be possible. This $36.5 million development is being sliced into digital shares, or tokenized as it's called, so that investors around the world can own as much or as little as they can afford.
We have the typical bank financing on this project with a conventional bank, and this loan matures in January. We decided to take a right turn and tokenize the debt here on the property. The construction is 95% complete. We're starting to get inspections in the next week or so.
We have a bank deadline on us where we have to sell a certain amount of units or repay the entire loan by a certain date. If construction's been delayed, if the market turns, if competition pops up, and we're not going to be able to hit that deadline, what do? So by tokenizing the debt, it gives everyone breathing room to sell at a normal pace with the market instead of against it.
The people behind this offering reside across the East River, in that other borough. Here, the blockchain startup Fluidity has teamed up with broker-dealer firm Propeller to generate tokens by crafting smart contracts. And in so doing, they could be changing the way we all do business in the future.
When we started to look at the real estate industry, it's probably one of the most inefficient industries that exists currently. You have a lot of middlemen, a lot of lawyers, a lot of bankers, and just being able to create something that has real impact on an industry like that, I think you're looking at significant disruption.
But for a project determined to eliminate middlemen, there's a lot of people involved.
Motivator.
Coder.
I'm a lawyer.
Facilitator.
Strategy.
Project manager.
Developer.
Co-founder.
I'm just the broker.
I'm a fan.
An important party that is absent in this equation is a bank.
There will not be a bank involved.
The process goes something like this. These guys create tokens on the blockchain. The tokens represent the condo unit's debt and can be traded as private securities. If token holders sell their shares, the purchaser can either preserve the tokens on the blockchain or cash them out, thereby dissolving these tokens altogether. This theoretically would produce more liquidity to a notoriously illiquid market.
It's a hard asset-backed secured loan.
We're taking private securities and we're putting a digital wrapper around them, which makes it easier to track and easier to transfer.
There's only 4 assets you can own in the world: stock, a bond, a currency, or a commodity. And we think every single one of them is going to get digitized, tokenize the world.
And that's already happening. A UK company recently tokenized this Andy Warhol. Now, 100 people own 31.5% of this $5.6 million painting. And when it rises in value, the tokens will as well. So is the same thing happening with New York City real estate?
Literally, 25, 30 million people can own a piece of this at $1 a pop. When has that ever been possible?
Technically, it's still not possible, at least yet that is. Many hurdles remain before this becomes a democratizing force for the masses, not least of which is the fact that these tokens are only available to accredited investors, keeping the barrier of entry high, open only to the rich. But all of this is very new and hasn't yet fully impacted the system. Blockchain innovations like this one clearly has the potential to disrupt the way we do business and even the way we define the very things that we own.
You know, if there's another downturn and banks say, oh, we have a hard time lending now, okay, well, I don't need you because I can tokenize my loan that I want to use to buy that condo there. And that's what I'm going to do. So now we don't need banks anymore. That is what's crazy.
That is what's right here, right now. I am so pleased to have been able to take you to what just happened a few days ago in Dubai at the Burj Khalifa building, the highest building in the world, and what was going on just a few years ago when tokenization was just a thought, something that the futurists saw as the way that the world would change. It's changing right now with SAFIR Global, the opportunity of a lifetime, and also Zanique and Ramzik. So this is a wonderful combination with an outstanding opportunity. And I'm going to turn it over to my friend, John Williams, who is by all measures the highest ranking individual in the United States right now. He is a Black SAFIR with over 31 years of business experience in the financial world. But in addition to that, he's been in the cryptocurrency blockchain space for more than 10 years. With that being said, John Williams, take it away.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I tell you, just watching that presentation by Bloomberg, and keep in mind, as you heard Ms. J say, that was done about 5-6 years ago. And sometimes to benefit from a new technology or a new asset class or new anything, you have to have eyes to see, as you heard in Ms. J's opening there. And what Bloomberg and the people there in their digital department, they had eyes to see what was coming. Now we look at 5 years, we're here. As you heard her say, as you heard me say, that she's already a SAFIR in this business because she had an eye to hear, an eye to see and an ear to hear what I shared with her back last May. And with that being said, the world that we were prepared for no longer exists. I want to open with that statement because that's the first slide that I like in this presentation. Now, I want to say this. Please keep yourselves muted until we get to the part where we're going to ask questions. I want to make one announcement as well, do a little housekeeping. We do have an incentive going on, but I want to make sure it's clear to everybody that it's just for the US team only. So the incentive that we'll talk about more later is only for the US team. So to keep that in mind as we go forward. But having an eye to hear and an ear, an eye to see and an ear to hear. Sit back and relax. We're going to do this in 2 parts. Part 1 is for people that want to be passive, that just want to take some funds from somewhere and they want to invest in an opportunity and let it pay them for the next 15, 20 years. Then we're going to have part 2. And that's what people like Miss J, like myself, like Ronnie, Miss Gail, we want to share this with the world because the world needs what we have. The world needs to understand what this massive wealth transfer is all about. This will be the greatest transfer of wealth in our lifetime. And we want to make sure as many people as have ears to hear and eyes to see get it. So as we said, the world as we know it is going to be different. It no longer exists. And this is a brand new presentation, so bear with me with it. Let's talk about our products. Educational tech, or education tech, should I say, health tech, blockchain tech. Education to me has always been the foundation of any business, of any civilization. But when you start talking about blockchain tech and tokenization and DeFi, that's all the current next level education. And that's what we're all about. And we're going to have a big rollout in the next month or 2 in our whole education division. Our health tech is a division that I love so dearly because it's already affecting my family. Our first product in the health tech division, of course, is our iFiber. It's a product where you can sleep, which is where we put about, I think they say about 60 to 70% of our time is spent sleeping. But it's a product that you can actually purchase through our health tech division, sleep on it, and it actually regenerates your own body's radiation that normally comes out of your body as you sleep. It regenerates and sends it back into your body and begins to heal the body as you sleep. So that's a pretty awesome product as well. But where we're going to spend the most of our time tonight is on blockchain tech. Blockchain tech is that product. One of our products in blockchain tech is the one you see in the middle of my screen right now. That is our master node, the physical master node. And you're going to hear me talk a lot more about that as we go along. And then, of course, that's the offices of Ramzik over there in Dubai, where we had a pleasure to go and visit with and be there back in December. We also went there in August to the what was it called, Next Level Conference, and that was awesome. So we spent the better part of a half a year now dissecting this company, and I think you're going to be just as pleased and excited with it as I am. Ramzik. Ramzik is the marketing arm of Zonique. They specialize in, of course, software development, technology and research and development, information technology. Basically, the technology that Zonique develops, Ramzik goes out and markets it to the world. And so we have a conglomerate of companies that you're going to be hearing a lot more about, but Ramzik is our marketing arm for all of our wonderful technology. This is part of the presentation that I like the most, and this is probably why I spend the most time talking about this 360-degree ecosystem. And the reason why I want to spend a little bit of time here is because right now we're in what's called a crypto winter. Actually, according to the numbers, we're kind of coming out of it, but we're coming out of the crypto winter kind of slow. The difference between what we do at SAFIR, Zonique, Ramzik, Add-Ons, Tupan is we don't focus on just one sector of this overall opportunity in crypto. So we have the crypto space, which is right now market value is around 2 to 3 trillion. Tokenization, gaming, gambling, coins, all of those things make up most of that 3 trillion. But over the next 4 years, by the year 2027, tokenization alone will be 24 trillion plus. It took us 13 years going into the 14th year of crypto just to get to the current market cap of 2 to 3 trillion. But over the next 4, one division, which is tokenization, will be 24 plus trillion itself. And that's the niche that we are heavily focused on, the tokenization of, as you heard Bloomberg say, the world and the world's assets. And we start out with the delivery last year of our decentralized blockchain. Yes, we delivered it last year. And I'm going to speak about things that have been delivered, not things that are in a white paper that we're thinking about doing, things that have already been done. Because once you understand how this 360-degree ecosystem works, you'll know the difference between done and coming. And that's what's happening in the industry right now. A lot of things that are coming, not a whole lot of things that have been done. And then we have our exchange, which should be coming out the first quarter of this year. And that's going to also be decentralized. So you have a decentralized blockchain, which right now does about 50,000 transactions per second. There's not another blockchain in the industry of crypto that even comes close to that. When we launch our exchange over the next few weeks, to me, that's going to complete just that one sector of everything that we do, because that's also going to be decentralized. And then we have the hub. The hub to me is a groundbreaking product. It's been in the makings for about 2 years. They delivered the first one starting last year. The ones to the US will be coming sometime this first quarter of this year. But it's not only a master node where you can have an ATM machine in your house, where you can have your own bank in your house, become bankless, freedom. It's also a trading platform. It's also a hardcore wallet where you can store all your assets. I mean, anything you can do with a regular tablet, you can also do with this Zonique hub. But the most important thing is it's a master node. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we go along. And then we have the No More app, no more need for any other app, because it's decentralized also. And I'm harping on the word decentralized because there's 2 parts of this financial world. There's a centralized section, which are like your regular exchanges and your banks. Those are mostly all centralized, meaning that they're controlled by government or a conglomerate of people. Decentralized is controlled 100% by you. It runs on the blockchain, the only technology that hasn't been hacked in the whole 13 years of this technology. That's why everything in the world is moving blockchain technology. But there are a lot of things on the blockchain, but everything is not decentralized. Decentralization gives you freedom. It gives you ownership. It gives you the ability to become your own app. And with the No More app, you can have your bank on your smartphone. And right now, there's about 2.5 billion people worldwide that are bankless. Not only can we address that 2.5 million, because according to all the data, those 2.5 who can't get a regular bank account or a regular exchange account, have a smartphone. And if they have a smartphone, now they're in business. And now they can be in business, not like everybody else, but they can be in a decentralized banking business of their own. Think about it, having solvency of finance, being able to control what you do, when you do it, whoever you do it with on your smartphone by having a decentralized app. The thing I like about that app that we saw in December, it's not only going to be an app, but it's also going to be a messenger, a decentralized messenger. And I want to harp on that a little bit because, you know, we have what, Snapchat and LinkedIn and all these other messengers out here, right? But not one is decentralized. And the importance of that is if you send a message on one of those other platforms, everybody can see your message. Even if you delete it, they keep records of it, you know, at the company. If you send pictures that you only want you to see or somebody to see, those can be seen by anybody else out there who may have access to that database. If that database is breached, your information has been breached, just like Facebook had a few million people's information breached last year, and so many others, not just Facebook. But on a decentralized messenger, first of all, it can't be breached, number one. But number two, anything you say, any pictures you send, any conversation you have is 100% protected between you and the person you're communicating with. The first time in history that we have a decentralized messenger right on your NoMo app. So that's very important. We're going to add a phone feature to it where you'll be able to talk as well as do your trading on it, as well as transfer cryptocurrency from person to person. So that's pretty awesome as well. And then as you can see right up under that, our decentralized MasterCard. One thing about this one that I haven't seen in any others is it also has an IBAN feature, which will connect your crypto world to the banking world. So you can send things, or you can receive and send in crypto, or you can send in crypto and it can come out on the other end for the person you're sending it to in dollars for whatever country that they're in. So that's pretty cool as well. Then staking hints. Staking hints as well as a rewards program. Now the rewards program is for people like myself who building and who's sharing, right? But the staking program is for those of you who just are looking at this from a passive point of view. I just want to earn some additional revenue. Well, now you can take your master nodes and earn revenue there. That's one stream of income. But then you can also get involved in our staking platform and earn 10% a year minimum on your safe money. That's right, your safe money, money that you have sitting in a CD, mutual fund, annuity, stock portfolio that's killing you. Can you imagine being able to earn 10% on safe money and not have to tie it up for 10, 15, or 20 years to get an average of, say, 4%, which is what they're paying out there now, about 3.5%, 4% if you can get it. But on top of that, that app will also have a compounding feature where that once you set your funds in your staking account, you can hit that compounding button and that simple return of 10% now can be compound. So you can end up with 15, 20% a year on safe money, whether it's 5,000, 50,000, 100,000. You do the numbers. If you're talking about needing additional income and somebody approaches you with an annuity and they tell you to put 100,000 in it, and if you annuitize it, you can get about 700 a month, tell them no. Because now once you do that, it's tied up for that whole 10 or 20 years and you never have access to that principal again. But in a staking account, not only can you get way more than 700 a month, but number two, it is 100% liquid because even though it's a 10-year contract, it's open to you at any point. We need to understand that multiple streams of income does not mean not having access anymore. And then we have the swap. Our swap just launched last month. The swap is kind of like, not kind of like, it's exactly like Pancake Swap and Uniswap. Uniswap runs on the Binance, on the Ethereum blockchain and uses the Ethereum token as its currency. Pancake Swap runs on the Binance blockchain and uses the BNB coin as its token. The Zonique Swap runs on the Zonique blockchain and uses the Zonique coin as its currency. Now, the difference in that is this. One, any fees that are earned go to Zonique and all of us members. On the Binance platform with Uniswap, it goes to Ethereum. On the BNB with Pancake Swap, it goes to Binance. In addition to that, you're talking about the average swap fee with those platforms is ridiculous because you have to wrap. So if you're on PancakeSwap, you're using the Binance coin and you have to wrap everything in that coin and you're paying a wrap fee. Same thing with Uniswap. There is no wrap fee on the Zonique blockchain because it talks to every currency. When you eliminate that fee, now you're talking about much more attraction to all those traders and all those people out there who have made the Binance platform with PancakeSwap and the Ethereum platform with Uniswap household names, because you have to swap those currencies in order to move around. With Zonique, which is going to make us explode to me in that swap arena, is that it's a 100% universal. So when you cut out that swap fee, that's probably about 50% of what the fees are on a swap. In addition to that, it can also be another stream of income for those of you who want to be passive, because now you can buy some crypto, whether it be additional Zonique, whether it be Avanok or Tupan, and you can sit it on there and use it as a liquidity for the platform. And as you put your crypto on there to allow the platform to use it as liquidity, you can earn another return. So now you can earn returns staking, you can earn returns in your liquidity pool, but you can also earn money 24/7, minting your tokens every single day. Let me point something else out about the power of a swap. PancakeSwap, over its first 5 years, using the BNB token, took that token from a few dollars to over 400 and some. I think it was like 460 at the end of the 4th year. In the first year, it took that token from 0 to about $5 per coin. Uniswap for the Ethereum token went from 0 to about $8 to $12 in its first year. But over 5 years, it went to like $4,006. I point that out because the growth of a coin when combined with a swap has been outstanding. The only problem is those outstanding returns went to Ethereum for Uniswap, and then for the BNB, it went for PancakeSwap. I'm going to show you in a minute how we can really accelerate those returns for us here at Zonique. And then, of course, we have our smart chain and cross chain. The smart chain and cross chain is another type of blockchain that's built on the smart contract, but it sits on the Zonique digitized, decentralized blockchain. I don't know what's wrong with my brain light, but it's just not moving smoothly. The smart chain and cross chain takes your whole portfolio of crypto, swapping, staking, minting to a whole nother level, because now you have a full 360-degree ecosystem, meaning that everything works in-house. And when everything works in-house, you have really no need to generate any additional income outside. But it happens automatically, because as the word gets out about what our exchange does, you're going to have more and more people come in and use our platform, which will generate additional revenue for you. Then, of course, the No More app we just spoke about. The app does everything a standard app does, and then some. You have the NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens that run on the app. You have your coins, you have your integration of your smart chain, cross chain, and blockchain, all on one digitized platform. And then, of course, we have our swap, which we already launched. And unlike most swaps, this thing does 15,000 transactions per second. The average swap out there, I think, does something like maybe 1 or 2,000. I think the Tron does about 2,000 transactions per second, and we do 15,000 transactions per second each time you do a swap. And then, of course, how you link your swap is through using MetaMask. MetaMask is a private wallet that we can connect to our swap, which will allow you to do ownership of your crypto by depositing into your MetaMask and then moving it back and forth from the swap to your MetaMask platform. NFT marketplace. As you saw in that beautiful presentation, the NFT marketplace over the next 4 years will go to a $24 trillion industry. Any and everything of an asset class, whether it be real estate, whether it be stocks, bonds, commodities, whether it be planes, trains, automobiles, anything of value can and will be tokenized. And then, of course, just to give you an idea of the tokenization market, if you look at Google, what the tokenization market is going to do over the next 4 to 5 years, anywhere from 24 to 27 trillion. That's like 74 times the size of Google right now, and 285 times the size of Coca-Cola right now. That just kind of gives you an idea. But according to the World Economic Forum, by the year 2030, this whole tokenization market could be as high as 100 trillion with a T. And then, of course, what can be tokenized? Real estate, solar plants, wind power, art, paintings. As I said, anything and everything that has a value can and will be tokenized. Let's look at the difference between mining and minting. Mining is the original protocol of Bitcoin. And of course, you know, Bitcoin has been mining now for about 13 years. But if you're a miner on that blockchain, every 2 to 3 years, you need to upgrade your ASIC miner or whatever miner you're using. When you're minting in the community minting platform of Zonique, that minter mints for the next 20 years. The technology is smoother, it's faster, it's quieter, it's more energy efficient, and of course, it runs on the Zonique blockchain with 20,000 transactions per second. And look at the different things that can and will be tokenized. Tupan, regardless, is our first entry into the cinema. So now we can tokenize the movie industry. We have tokenized the movie industry with our first movie. We've tokenized the rainforest with our platform there with Tupan. We have tokenized the airline industry with our offering there with Add-Ons, and we have now tokenized real estate. So it's pretty awesome. And let me just kind of give you, I'm gonna switch my gears here real quick and kind of give you an idea of the power of tokenization. And let me change this one up here real quick. Let me stop this here. Let me minimize this. Let me bring this up. And I want to show you the power of owning the master node on just one of our platforms. I can't do it on all of them, but I'm going to show you one, which is Tupan, and it's probably one that's near and dear to my heart. And let me make sure you can see it clearly. There we go. We should be sharing. All right. Now, Tupan is the first SEC approved fund in the United States with a token called Tupan. Out of 10,000 cryptos right now, there's no other that's been tokenized. I'm sorry, that has been approved by the SEC. Now, what's wrong with me now? When this token launched, it was at $3, well, a little under 4 cents per token. And now what I want to show you now is just give you an idea of basically what I see this token doing. This has not been approved by the company. It's not even a number that the company put together. This is something I put together in my private time, just looking at what PancakeSwap did for the Binance token in its first year, in its first few years, and what Uniswap did for Ethereum in its first few years. PancakeSwap in its first year, at the end of its first year from that swap launching, was at $5 per coin. And the Binance was at between $8 and $12. So what I want to show here is looking at the Tupan after 1 year. I'm just easily saying, based on my numbers, that we should be at least $1 at the end of 12 months. And you figure at the time that I did this, we were producing about 101 tokens per day. Right now, it's right around, I think it's either 88 or 89 tokens per day. So you can kind of adjust these numbers based on that. But at this time I did this, at 101 tokens, you're talking about $101 per day or $3,030 per month, each and every month. You think about it. You bought one master node at right around $1,500 to $2,100. And at the end of 1 year, you could potentially be earning about $3,030 per month. At the end of a year, if it's at $8, so let's say this happens in the second year, even though the other two did it in their first year. But let's just be conservative. Let's say at the end of year 2, we're at $8 per coin. There's no way I think that's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen much sooner, but I like to be real conservative. But at $8 per coin, producing the same 101 coins per day, you're talking about $24,240 per month. Now let's sit back and just relax on that a little bit. If Binex did $5, and Ethereum did 8 to 12 in its first year, I can't see why we can't do it in our second year. But what if we did it in the first year, just like they did? What if we did half of that number? What if it was $4 at the end of 1 year? You're talking about right around what, $12,000 a month? Ask yourself, where can you put $1,500, $2,000, and at the end of a year, at the end of 2 years, be generating between $12,000 and $24,000 each and every month from a passive position? The answer is nowhere. Just to get real comfortable here and say at the end of 3 years, we're at 25 a token, and you're producing 101 of them a day. That's 25 per day, or 75,750 per month, every month. Now, the wonderful thing about it is when you buy today, you are producing these tokens every day up until a year from now. Because what I'm talking to you about now is hypothetically 12 months from now. By that time, you're producing those coins each and every day. So that's a pretty outstanding, I mean, you think about it. At 25 a token, that's 75,750 per month. Where in America or anywhere can you do that? The answer is nowhere. And even if I was off on my numbers and it was just $12, we're still talking about roughly a little around 30 to 35,000 a month. What if in our third year we're at 50 a coin and we're still minting around 101 tokens a day? That's 5,050 per day, 151,000 per month. So you kind of get the idea. And not only can we do that with the Tupan, we have the potential to do it with Add-Ons. We have the potential to do it with Zanique. We have the potential to do it with the regadlrss token, as well as our real estate token, just to give an idea of what we can do and where we should be. And let me just move over from here. Let me stop this share. But I wanted to give you an idea of where we could be based on what we're doing in this industry right now. And I'm gonna get back to my original presentation. Let's see, there we go. All right, now the Tupan fund. Let's go on to this one. CO2 certificates. The beautiful thing about what Tupan has already done, first of all, as I said, it's already the first SEC approved fund as well as coin, number one, the Tupan token. Number two, it's entering into a market that's already there. See, unlike when Bitcoin came out back in 2009, there was no crypto market, and Bitcoin had to create one. It was the answer to the financial crisis that we had, right? The one that we've had for a while. But over 13 years, it, along with a few other coins, have built a $3 to $4 trillion market. The carbon credit market right now, last I looked on Reuters, it was 851 billion already. So what the Tupan fund does is it buys land. Right now we have about 15 million hectares that we've already bought. As we buy land, we are credited CO2 certificates as we plant trees on that land. We turn around and sell those credits to the already market of carbon credits. Then the fund turns around and buys tokens from who? From us. So just like the ecosystem that I showed you around the Zanique coin, we have another 360-degree ecosystem around Tupan. Well, what does that mean? That means that anything that happens on the outside is in addition to. We don't have to go out and create a market for our Zanique coin because our swap, our smart chain, our blockchain, and our exchange creates the market. We don't have to create a market for Tupan because the Forest Green LLC fund creates the market. And we don't have to create the market for our Avanok because the airline industry is already here and has created the market. We're just showing them a better way to participate in that market. And if you look at Mr. Get his name right, Feriani Orlani, if I didn't get it right, forgive me, folks, but is the one who is the Forest AU Green LLC is his baby. Now, this man has already had 4 other SEC approved investment funds. He's been dealing with banks and investing for a long time. He has a master's degree and he's a board member of several banks. He's an ambassador of the criminal code. I mean, his dossier is just outstanding. He lives in Brazil and he looked at all the problems that the world has done to his rainforest there in his country and came up with an idea to participate in this already CO2 market, but doing it in a way that benefits the rainforest, but also makes the investors who don't want to help the rainforest want to help. Why? Because of the growth of the coin. So now they are incentivized to participate in us saving the rainforest, which is the lungs and the breath of our planet. So it's a beautiful thing. But not only are we saving the rainforest, but we also have, as you can see, 67 plus patents. So when I shared those numbers, those were very conservative numbers. The only thing I did there was looked at what those other 2 swaps did in their first 1, 2, 3 years and looked at what we have the potential to do. They don't have nowhere near anything other than a swap. And we have everything I just outlined, in addition to 67 plus other patents that's under this LLC Green Fund. Things that we're going to be bringing out in medicine, agriculture, cosmetics, surveillance. And let me just show you this here too. Let me skip past this. This is the drone that they shared with us. And we saw a whole video on this in December. This is the drone 1000. There's also, I think it's called the 8000, which is a bigger one than this. But these are the first drones that were delivered to Dubai that will be delivering packages. But these are not only drones. These are new hydro something power drones. Some new technology is my point. They'll be delivering to other countries throughout the rest of this year. So the revenue that I showed you of our coin going from $1 to $8, $25, to me, that's just way under, based on technology that we have already delivered. They showed a film about floating hospitals that they're building up and down the Amazon rainforest to help the native people there, and other technology. Again, 67 other patents, stuff that we've already delivered, like the drone that you see on your screen right now. You know, being in the crypto space for the last, now I'm going into my 10th year, and being in finance for over 31 years, I kind of seen just about everything out here. Not to say there's something new not going to come out, but I have never seen a platform in my 10 years of being in crypto that has everything already in place. Yes, we have other things coming, but I'm going to say a good 85 to 90% of our platform, our products, and our offerings are already here. You're not reading a white paper on something that's coming like you do in most crypto projects, and a lot of them never get off the ground. No, we've delivered on just about 85 to 90% of our projects already. And we have more projects to come. When they were in Mexico back in June, they had a thing called the hackathon, where they invited programs from all over the world and other crypto guys with projects to come and have at our blockchain, number one. But also we were looking to see what other great projects we wanted to bring to our platform. And we chose about 200 of the best projects, and we hired them and brought them back to Dubai to work for us. So right now we have about 75 plus programmers working on other projects. They had another hackathon in October in Dubai, and now they're going to do them all year long this year to get the best and the brightest and bring them in-house. So we always have new and advanced projects and products to offer, especially in the tokenization area. And then, of course, how do you make money? How do you participate? How do you position yourself as a passive investor to take part in all of this? Because see, the income that I shared, that was just on Tupan. We have the same potential on every project that we roll out. A master node of the physical kind, which is this one here, runs about, I want to hit myself, runs about 2,100, about 1998 in euros. The in-house hub, this is where I started at. They're running about 14.99, about 1,500, give or take, because sometimes the euro and the dollar is a little bit off. But let me tell you about this. When I started back in May, I got 16 of the in-house master nodes the first day, after I got my little the I's dotted and T's crossed. And as I slept on that thing, and I play with numbers in my head. And that morning I woke up and I bought 16 more. To date, I have around, I don't know, a little over 75 master nodes. Well, why am I in so deep? Because I understand where we're going. You see, some people get cooked in the squat. They can't get out of their own way. They see the technology. They might have heard about Bitcoin 2009, realizing had they put 1,000 in Bitcoin back in 2009, by the year 2021 or November, when Bitcoin hit 69,000 a coin, that'd have been worth over $200 million. A lot of us missed that, right? But we got that same type of opportunity now. And being in this space for as long as I have been in this space, I've been blessed to have made a tremendous amount of money in this space. Yep, I lost a couple of dollars too. But what I learned was how to best maximize the sovereignty of decentralization. See, you want to be free from the BS. You want to be free of hackers. You want to be free of anybody having control over your wealth, your income, nobody but you. And that's what decentralization offers. And every time you buy a master node, you add another level of decentralization to the blockchain world, as well as yourself. And then, of course, you have the Tupan Hub, which is an add-on to the Zanique. So if you have a Zanique, you can get a Tupan at a discount, $9.98. And then we have a little special going. Also, you can get a half a hub for around 700. You can get a quarter for around 400. You can get a 1/8 for 220, a 1/16 for 135, and a 1/32 for $100. I wouldn't get the 1/32. I'd go ahead and find me $35 more and get the 1/16, because you're gonna mint twice as many tokens. And the key to wealth, not income, because you can make income doing anything almost, but the key to wealth is having money work for you when you sleep, when you're on vacation, when you're sick. What better way?
Excuse me, Mr. Bridge.
My name is John, but go ahead. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. John. How you doing? I'm Damien. I'm sorry I joined you late.
Well, James, I'm gonna tell you what I'd like for you to do though, is hold your question until we get to questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. But I'm gonna give you plenty of opportunity to ask questions. All right, but it's to have money working for you while you are asleep, while you're on vacation, while you're out with your family and friends. That's the key to wealth. Now, the having, you heard me say that your first year, you're minting at 100%. The second year, you're gonna mint at 50%. So in that scenario that I showed you, if you were doing 101 coins this year, this time next year, you'll be doing about 50 per day. And think of it this way. The benefit of acting now, of course, is getting 100% of your minting factor. The benefit of acting later is getting 100% at that time. See, it doesn't matter the number of coins that you're minting. It matters the projects and products that you're minting on. Like, give you an idea, Bitcoin miners back in 2009 were earning about 25, I think, or 50 tokens per day. Today they earn 4, but 4 Bitcoin at right around 16,000 still gives you what? Close to $100,000 a day. And that's the kind of vision I need you to have. You don't look at where you are today with this type of opportunity. You look at where you're going to be tomorrow and the next day and the next 20 years, because each master node that you earn runs for 20 years nonstop. Entertainment industry. We all heard about Top Gun and all these different movies, right? We had our first offering, which is called Regardless, and we have tokenized. This is our first tokenization of the movie industry and our first movie. It happens to be on the life of our COO, his life as a networker. I mean, regardless, because no matter what happened, he continued to fight and became one of the wealthiest networkers in networking history. And we did a movie about him, and we had the wonderful opportunities to be in the show, what you call it, the gala in Dubai. And we're going to have galas all over the world releasing this movie. But think about a movie that did something like, I think it's on here. Yeah, here we go. Like Top Gun. It cost them $100 million to make that movie, and it's grossed to date $1.5 billion. What about if you had a token that not only was back in Top Gun, but it was back in Gone with the Wind and Wakanda and just any other movie that comes out? That's what we're doing now with our NFT in the cinema industry. We are now going to be rolling out other projects, not just movies, but music with artists and other things. So when you think about multiple streams of income, the thing that impressed me about when I saw Zanique way back in May was that I could finally focus on one company and have multiple streams. And I haven't even told you about all the different streams that I already have. This is just a few. And if you look at what networking is, let me just move on through some of these. This movie will open up in 25 different countries with more to come. Let's see, doing different galas. So these are just some of the galas that are going to be coming out. One in February in Turkey, and you got Germany. I used to live over there. You got Belgium. You got Paris, Madrid over in Spain. You got Los Angeles. As more and more people see our first project, as more and more directors here, there's another way to get movies financed other than trying to go through Hollywood, which don't finance very many movies. I mean, how many movies go to Cannes every year that never get picked up? So now, just like in real estate, the movie industry has another alternative. And if you land on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 different blockbusters, of course, you can do the numbers yourself. And then, of course, the regardless token works just like the Tupan token. You have one of our hubs, you begin, and right now, I think that one is doing about 109 or so, or 110 or so per day. I could be off on that number, I haven't looked lately. But when I bought mine, it was at 120 a day. And right now, I think it's around 110 or so, 109. But just think about
106.
Thank you, Ms. Gail. 106 each and every day. If you buy today. If you buy tomorrow, it'd be, next week, because it goes down 1% each week. So just give an idea of the kind of wealth that you can generate and create. And then, of course, you have the same way that we buy the Zanique Hub for the Tupan. It's the same process, except you're buying one now for the Regardless platform. So right now, I own a master node on the Regardless, and I own one on our real estate. I own 2 on the Regardless and 2 on the real estate, in addition to my other 75. And then, of course, the prices are the same as they are with the Zanique. The halving is just about the same. This is the one on, and I'm kind of moving kind of fast because this is a new presentation. It's got a lot more slides. This is the new NFT that we have in the real estate offering. Now, real estate, of course, you all know, is one of the best investments on the planet, right? It has its ups and downs like anything else. But the beautiful thing about NFT real estate is you don't have to worry about the upkeep. You don't have to worry about collecting no rent. You don't have to worry about any of that. This is our first project over in Austria. This is how the project will look when it's finished. As right now, we just broke ground last month to start to build this project here. And you can have an NFT in this project. So when they introduced it, I bought 2 master nodes in there. I'll get 2 more this month. And so you have to have a plan in order to begin to build your portfolio. Same way we used to do them in the old world, I do the same thing over here in the digital world. It's only better. It's only safer. It's only 100% controlled by me. And when you help people understand the difference between having a centralized financial portfolio versus a sovereign, decentralized portfolio, it's a difference between night and day, because we've never had freedom of finance like we have the opportunity to have right now. And again, that's just a look at the project as it's being built. Again, real life projects. And the Zen 20 token is our protocol for our coins that we roll out in the NFT world. And of course, there's another look again at some of our master nodes. And then of course, The add-ons for the real estate is just like the add-on for Tupan. The beautiful thing about owning a unique master node, even though right now we're producing about, I think it's like 5 or 6 a day on a unique master node, is that you get a discount on every other master node. Didn't have that when I started. I take full advantage of it as we go along right now. And then of course, same thing as the prices are the same. There's no difference there. The halving is the same. Before I go into part 2, which I said and what I show in those numbers is just going to blow yourself out. Yes, sir. I have a unique and then on and so forth. But so we got a great incentive going on. And then of course you can get them in half. So you can get a half of master node for 700, a quarter master node for 400, a 1/8 for 220, a 1/16 for 135, and a 1/32 for 800. I wouldn't get that one. I would get the 130, spend the 135 and get a 1/16 because you get about twice as many tokens minted per day. The thing that we have to understand, folks, it doesn't matter really where you get in. It matters that you get in. Position yourself. If you got, I don't know, $2,000, but you know you got 5, trust me, put the 5 in. Now, we're going to go into part 2. Let me make sure I have everybody muted because I want to move through this pretty quickly. This medication I'm taking for my darn back is making me jittery tonight for some reason. But nevertheless, let's go right on through part 2. You heard Ms. J talk about the Burj Khalifa. We had a wonderful opportunity to see it when we were in Dubai. And that's where the new SAFIR office is going to be, on the 147th floor. Not is it going to have an office on the 147th floor. We're going to have the whole 147th floor in the tallest building in the world. So we'll have the pleasure of having the office at the highest point in the world. So that's pretty cool. And so diamonds, like you just heard Ronnie and some of the other diamonds speak, that was shown to them when they were there in December. Just to give you an idea of our comp plan, I'm gonna move through this pretty quick. Now, in the network marketing arena, the direct sales arena, there's something called a comp plan. In my 34 years of being in marketing, a Unilevel is by far the #1 comp plan on the planet. Reason being, because you don't lose any volume. You can go as wide as you want. As a matter of fact, our COO, who had been in the industry about 28, 30 years, had 2,000 people personal on his first level. So can you imagine having 2,000 people getting paid 15 levels deep? It's just outstanding. My goal was always to have 100. Never even thought about 2,000. So now I have a new goal, as you can see. But 10% on your first level. And unlike most companies, if you're down on your luck, if your income is not where it needs to be, you can actually get started with this company for free and earn 10% on a product that you don't have. Why am I highlighting that? Because most companies, you can get in for free, but if you don't own the product, you can't earn a commission on the product. Here in Zanique, you can actually get in free, not have the product, but still earn 10% on your first level. So you can earn your way into some additional success, all the way down to 0.5% on that 15th level. So it's pretty cool. I want to spend a minute here on our ranks because we started a club back a few months ago called the Diamond Club. I wanted to show folks how to go from here to Diamond, because that's just the first, to me, the first level of real freedom, as far as meaning you can say bye to your job if you so choose to. But we start at Ruby. The bonuses start at a Ruby for 300, double Ruby 600, Sapphire 3,000, double Sapphire 9,000, Black Sapphire 15, and Diamond 40. If you add from Ruby to Diamond, that's about 67,000 in income. That can be done in 6 months, 12 months, doesn't matter. The national average income in the US is right around 52,000 per year. So Diamond puts you in a position now, just on bonuses, not Unilevel comp, just on bonuses, to be able to say, I'm retiring and working from home if you so choose to. Going from diamond to white diamond, you're looking at right around 597,000 just in bonuses. I want to point that out because with the company I just left, I hit that position, but it was called something else in that company, but it was 5 million in volume. And the bonuses, believe me, was not 597,000. It's something around 40 to 60,000. I wasn't mad to receive it. It was wonderful. But when I saw this comp plan and I saw just the differences for the same volume in the bonuses, it was mind-blowing to me. So it has the highest comp plan that I've seen to date in crypto and 100% decentralized. It's mind-blowing. Now, when you go from Ruby all the way to double gold diamond, we're talking about 4.4 million. Again, that's just in bonuses. I want to highlight this because if you're looking to have a company that has everything you want, decentralization, freedom, crypto, you're talking about NFTs, which is the biggest thing over the next 5 years in crypto, there's no better spot than what we have here. Real quick, another bonus pool, our performance bonus, which means that out of all the global sales, 10% of the total profits go into a pool and is split amongst everybody who ranks from Ruby on to double gold diamond. And you can get 1 share in that pool, 2 shares, or 3 shares. 1 share, for instance, as a Sapphire would mean you would have 10 stars. 10 stars, if you get the first level, and let's just say it averaged $7.14 per share, that's about $71.40. Now, this bonus is paid to you for 6 consecutive months, and it can go on past that. But if you hit the 2nd share and the 3rd share as a Sapphire, you can have the income right around $1,271 each and every month for the next 6 months, in addition to the $3,900 in bonuses that you made on the way to Sapphire. Then I looked at, well, what would it be if you were a black Sapphire? On average, as a black Sapphire, and let me just go back, it's only 2 steps past Sapphire, right? From here to here. Now, on that first bonus, you're talking about $285. You hit the 2nd bonus, that's another $800. You hit that 3rd bonus, that's another $4,000. So you could potentially earn right around $5,085 each and every month on average as a black Sapphire. Then I said, you know what? We have a diamond club. What would it be as a diamond? To me, now, if you add that up at the 5,000 over 6 months, that's about 30,000. That's knocking on the door, walk away kind of money right there. But when you look at that diamond, the bonuses to diamond is 67,900. If you hit share 1, share 2, and share 3, that's another $10,171.20 on average. Over 6 months, that's over 60,000 in income. So you got 67,900 in bonuses, and then you got another 61,000 plus in additional bonuses as you are in that spot over the next 6 months. You're talking about a little over 120,000 as a diamond is my point. So no matter where you are in our comp plan, no matter what level of participation you want to have, I ain't never, and it's only been 34 years, seen a comp plan as rich as this one in an industry that's poised to explode just one part of the industry, which is NFTs. On a platform that's 100% decentralized, a swap decentralized, an exchange decentralized. Do you understand that in this country, there is no sovereignty of finance? Actually, nowhere in the world. 90% of the exchanges out there are centralized, just like all the banks are, right? You have no control. But when you can introduce a decentralized platform and be able to explain it to a person, talk about the sovereignty of finance that we've never had in 500 years of finance, the freedom that can be earned, right? Becoming your own bank, being able to control your finances for the first time in your life, 100% is unreal. And have the kind of wealth that's being made by people like Ronnie, Miss Gail, Rainmaker, and so many others. It is time to wake up and share what we have to offer people here at Zanique, SAFIR, Ramzik, Tupan, Add-Ons, Regardless, our real estate, and so many more things to come, folks. It's been a pleasure. That's kind of off tonight, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is this: we have the best opportunity in business. Whoever invited you here tonight, you should be saying thank you to them for inviting you here. I thank you for taking your time to take some notes. We're going to do a much better job for you next time. I won't be on any kind of medication. But before I go, do we have any questions on anything that has been said thus far? If you have any questions, feel free now to go ahead and unmute yourself, whether it be on part 1 or part 2.